In today's video, we're going to go through a short post-run stretching routine to stretch out those muscles that get tight while we run and help us prevent injury. So to start off, let's start at the top of our mat. We're going to do a big sun salutation, reach straight up into the sky, and then fall towards the front of your mat. Walk your hands out, feet back, push back your head, put your head through, back with your hands. Stretch out those calves. You can just cycle through 1 foot up, 1 foot down. Try to get your heel that's going down as close as you can towards the mat. This is going to be a great stretch for our calves and our hamstrings. Now lift one leg up, push it through so that the leg that goes down is perpendicular to the mat. This is called pigeon pose. I want you to keep your back leg straight, and we're just going to stay as high as we can before coming down to our elbows. This is going to give you a great stretch through your glute for the leg that's bent. Hang out here for as long as you need to. If you can't go down to your elbows, feel free to stay up on your hands or even your fingertips. A yoga block can also be helpful here. So work that leg out when you come back to push-up position. Now pick the other leg up, push it through, and we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Look straight up, pushing down with your hands, chest up, and then if you are able, come down to your elbows. Take some deep breaths here. I want to really relax into the stretch. Try to get as deep as we can, really stretch out that glute. Stretching your glutes post-workout is going to be really helpful to helping you prevent injuries long term. All right, shake out that leg. Now we're going to take the other leg, back up, and step outside of your hands. This is called the runner's lunge. With one arm down, the other arm can come up. Give yourself a nice little twist to open up that spine. You're going to really feel this in your hip flexors. And you can see what I'm doing here. I'm taking one arm to push the other knee out a little bit. So you can kind of work that hip into an even more open position. You can see it better on this side. One arm down, one arm up to the sky. Do a little twist. If this is not in your practice just yet, just do what you can. The point is to improve over time. One arm down, use the other arm to push that knee out, and then when you're ready, step back into downward dog. And we're going to get set up for the next exercise by coming to a seated position. So, if you have a band, I'd like for you to grab that now. You can also use a belt. And we're just going to lay back, put that band around the pad of your foot, and pull back, keeping one leg down, one leg in the air. Try to keep that leg that's in the air as straight as you can and put some pressure on the pull back. You want to eventually try to get this as close to your head as you possibly can by stretching that hamstring over time. Great. Now we're just going to move that leg out to the side, move it over the other leg. This is going to give you a great stretch through your IT band. The trick here is to keep your back flat on the floor. Try to stay as down as you can with your torso while keeping that leg straight and up towards your hips for this stretch. Great. Now that you're done with that, let's work that leg out the other way. Get a nice counter stretch in, open up the hip. Again, keep your torso on the ground, and then wiggle your leg a little bit to kind of open it up after that tight stretch. Okay, and we're going to come up, put the band around the other foot, and let's do the other side. So again, torso on the ground, leg straight up, other leg down. Pull that leg back. This is a nice stretch for your foot as well. if you don't have a band, the exercise looks like this. Try to keep that leg as straight as possible, and you can pull your leg back a little bit with your hands. All right, hang out here for a few breaths, and then we're going to move into that cross-body IT band stretch again. You can see my arm is out on the other side. That just helps with stability and keeping my shoulders down. There we go. Feel that stretch right through there. It should feel really nice after a long run. All right, and just like we did on the other side, let's open that leg up now in the opposite direction. Get a nice counter stretch in. Open up that hip. Okay, yeah, and just roll it around in the hip joint, opening up that leg. Okay, now we're going to come up to a seated position, and we're going to cross one leg over the other. Turn your body with your arm, with your elbow going from the outside arm, crossing over your knee, giving yourself a nice twist. And then what we're going to do is just cross that ankle over the knee and lay down on the ground. This is going to give you a nice stretch through your glute. You're going to wrap your hands behind the knee of the bent leg and pull towards your chest. Great. Come back up to seated. And we're just going to switch legs here. So one leg over the other. Nice little twist there. Great. And now cross that leg over the knee. Put your hands behind your other knee and pull back towards your chest. Great. When you're ready, come back up to a seated position. And we're going to move to our knees. Tuck your toes under and try to sit back as much as you can on your ankles. This is going to really give your feet a nice stretch, and it's going to be really helpful with preventing things like plantar fasciitis over time. It can really put you out of commission if you're a runner. All right, now go back, feet, toes together, knees really wide, stretch those arms out in front of you, head towards the ground. Get a nice child's pose to finally release that spine and lower back. Take a few deep breaths in here. Enjoy the work you've done today. We're going to come back up to our knees. And with one leg down, the other leg steps forward. And you're going to reach back behind yourself, careful with balance on this one, and pull that foot towards your butt. This is going to give you a great stretch through the quad of that foot. You can also do this standing. It can be a little bit easier. This is a slightly more advanced version. Hang out there for just a second, and then switch legs. You're gonna reach behind us, grab that foot. Remember to stay balanced, and feel that stretch right through the quad of the foot that you're holding. You can lean forward a little bit to help with balance. All right, when you're ready, step up. Let's shake out those legs. And that is your post-run stretch. Thank you for joining me.